Testing 1, 2. Testing. Testing. Good evening. Can you all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we're going to bring the meeting to order and thank you all for your patience. So, we're going to have our third meeting for the Community Engagement Council. I want to thank those of you who have returned for our third meeting and those of you who are in attendance for the first time. Everyone who is present makes up the Community Engagement Council for this evening. And I know everyone won't be able to make it to every meeting, but your presence is appreciated whenever you are able to attend. I again want to thank the Mississippi Achievement School District representatives who have been extremely responsive to questions or requests for information since the last meeting. Your time is highly respected, so we will try to keep the meeting as close to an hour as possible. To reiterate the purpose of the Community Engagement Council, it was formed as a requirement by the Mississippi Department of Education for school districts with a D or F rating to represent the community in making recommendations to the Mississippi Achievement School District for improvement. Also, I encourage those on Facebook social media platform to like the Yazoo City Community Engagement Council Facebook page. This page will be updated with information including announcements and documented events by the Mississippi School Treatment School District or other information that's related. So at this time, we're going to ask Coach Staples if he would offer a prayer.
Dear Father, we want to thank you for this moment. And we look ahead for many moments that we'll be thanking you for. Guide the school system in the right direction. We pray for our school district, our superintendent, our students, our teachers, and our parents. We ask that you guide us in the right way that we should go. Let us not lean to our own understanding, but for every word that proceeds out of your mouth, Lord. This we ask for your son, Jesus.
Thank you, Coach Staples, for that prayer. So at this time, we will have reading of the minutes by Secretary. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm moving ahead myself. The agenda, you should have the friendly copy of the agenda. And at this time, we'd like to adopt the agenda.
Also move.
Give me 1 second. Okay, that's been seconded by Ms. Marsha R. Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Queen Street. So all those in favor for the adoption of the agenda, you say aye. Are there any opposers? Okay, the ayes have it, and the agenda has been adopted. So at this time, we will have previous minutes by our Secretary Zelda Baker.
Good evening. The meeting was called to order at 6:15 p.m. by President David Payton, with the prayer being rendered by Pastor Cherry Fox. Coach Johnny Staples moved to adopt the agenda. Zelda Baker seconded. The motion passed. Coach Johnny Staples moved to adopt previous minutes. Pastor Cherry Fox second. The motion passed. The following information was presented. Opening comments by President David Payton. President Payton thanked the MASD staff for their timely response to information requested. Information was also shared from the executive committee meeting as well. He further encouraged individuals to like and share the CEC Facebook page. Coach Johnny Staples reported that we have gotten off track, and this is due to lack of interest and support from the parents and the community. He further expressed the need for recreation to be added for our schools and the need for the tennis court and the track and field be upgraded. MASD representative, Dr. Glenda Douglas, Dean of Culture and Climate. Dean Douglas gave an outline of the criteria needed for upcoming school elections and the requirements. She stated that a 3.0 GPA is needed to run for any office and that the student cannot have any major infractions. She also reported that correspondence will go out to parents outlining the events and that faculty members will reach out to parents regarding fundraisers to ensure that they have enough money to sponsor upcoming events. Mr. and Mrs. Yazoo City High School applications will be taken, and faculty, administrators, and staff will vote as well. Greg Giles, Executive Director of Operations. Mr. Giles discussed the upgrade to various school buildings and reported the removal of the trailers near the McCoy School. He also stated that other repairs will be done during the Thanksgiving break, which include painting the hallways and the cafeteria at the high school. The Yazoo City High School and middle school bathrooms have already been renovated, and that demolition of the old Take 5 building has already taken place. Lavette Upshaw, Chief Business Officer. Ms. Upshaw reported that she had been in contact with the City of Yazoo concerning the Crump Fund. She stated that the last payment was received in 2019. Cedric Brown, Director of Safety, Security, and Transportation. Chief Brown gave an update resolution on traffic issues at McCoy Elementary. He stated that this issue has been resolved and the traffic is much better and less time consuming. The Cognia group was invited by MASD MASD and reported to CEC on their assignments, as well as their criteria for improvement strategies for MASD. The group provided slides and guidelines for efforts that will grow learners, teachers, leaders, and organizations. The Cognitive Global Commission grants accreditation and certification for all institutions and systems within their authority. Other members of the MASD leadership staff were introduced and also provided their strategic goals for the upcoming year. Issues regarding absenteeism was also discussed. The meeting was adjourned at 8:15 p.m. with the next meeting set for September 25th, 2023.
Thank you, Ms. Baker, for that report. Is there any unreadiness about the report? Yes, sir.
The middle school restrooms. The middle school restrooms are under renovation. The high school restrooms are complete. Yeah, middle school currently being renovated.
Thank you. Any other unreadiness with the report? Well, at this time, we'd like to adopt the report. In a second. Marshall.
Okay. I'll be a second.
It's been moved by Ms. Marshall Ark and seconded by Coach Staples to adopt the previous minutes. Can we all vote aye? Any opposers, nay? The ayes have it, the motion's been carried. Okay, now we have communication liaison report by Coach Staples.
Okay. I'd just like to say that I'm very encouraged about the way we're moving. I'm not even discouraged about the fact that we don't have a training. I'm not discouraged about that. So one thing that I know that once we get started on doing some activities and things that really involve the students, teachers, and the principals, that parents are going to come. So I'm asking you not to be dismayed as well. We're the one that got to hold up the boat and keep it from sinking. And I definitely don't want to say or do anything that's going to make that boat even rock. I like to say that Dr. Watkins and his staff have been more than gracious in doing the things that we asked. Things Mr. Payton asked, passed it on to me. And I'm very pleased with that. And we just need to move forward. And in our new business, I will give some details on some things that I won't say anything about at this time.
Thank you, Coach Staples, for that report. We have no committee reports. At this time, we'll have a report from the MASD by Dr. Deanne Austin.
Good evening, Mr.
Dr. Dawson.
Good evening, Mr. Payton, Staples, Baker, actually following what that I have all week. We were asked to provide information from phone. The district contact Mayor Starling, follow up on the district portion of the front fund. Mayor Starling took it there and followed the district on his signs. On September 13th, the district received a check from the city of Yazoo City in the amount of $95,700 for the district of the front fund 2021 and 22 and 23 fiscal year. Currently, for the use of the funds, is paid a rate by a bus. colleagues now and coach folks to discuss the issues that was questioned. We thought were issues with the team working.
Good evening. As it relates to the classroom units, headed down in four, it's still there. But we do have a date, October 15th. Thank you. October 15th. That's
Okay, good evening. In relation to the tennis court, we did some, I guess, some bidding questions about the track. The research track, with all the bells and whistles, we get up to about 130. But this basically gonna be 100 plus. In this court, we have all the specs that about $21,000 to research tennis courts and put it. Now, there's something to put on, we need some light at the football field. The 5 years old, you got the fuse. And if we do, it's out there, trap meet, you can see around. Every football team that complain about lights, and it's just time for us to do some lights also. So you kind of put that on your mind, and we're gonna kind of be looking at that and getting bids on the lights. Any questions about that?
My question is, could local utility companies be possibly to assist with that purchase or donation?
That's a big deal right there. You're talking about lights that's, they're burning right now probably about 5%. Right now, in order to purchase the lights, the purchase of the lights are gonna be 100-some thousand plus. Is that right? Yeah. And, even up, it's gonna be a big, we want them up so we can have a warranty. You know, we talking about something that when we put them up, we want to, you know, so it costs us right there. That's just my thoughts on it. We serve as a track, lights go out, we can't help it. If the lights go out, we can, that's just something. Mr. Giles and light companies, so that's just something.
So, let's move on with all of it.
Prior to, with other, basically saying, why have they not been visited?
Yeah, I've already missed, was it Misco, Musco Lighting, Musco Lighting, we had Zoom meetings and, they came here and looking at them also. So we've been looking at, they gave a price of 300, all the bills and whistles, like show and all that. We're trying to get them down and trying to make a deal on it. We just need some.
What company is it?
Musco.
Spell it.
I don't know how they spell it.
Repeat it again.
USKO. With the prop fund, is that something that we use?
I gotta ask stuff about that one.
Yes.
Yes.
Football has with finding a fourth lighting for the football field, and then this imagine superintendent get the budget for it. Right now, it's just the next best company
the best. So that's what, okay. Did mention, he felt that the council, could and should going towards those two. So with your thought, I see a positive thing, enough money. Now, what that means, that we got involved in activity. We got a tennis court users that we can bring the community in, young people, et cetera, et cetera. So that means that some tennis court, looking at tennis court and some games interested in. So that's moving forward. So I report and seeing how we got quickly.
I agree. Any more questions? Thank you.
I want to thank the district representative for that great report. And I really appreciate, even adding some other things that we have not considered on the lights, because again, if you don't have lights, you really see what you're doing when you're performing the sport. So, that consideration will be taken, and we as a community engagement council will see how we can help assist in addressing that issue as well. So we're now down to old business and follow up the recommendations from the MASD, which Dr. Austin, basically you all have already done that. So we can move past that. Okay, down to new business. And this first thing, meeting with principals about incorporating physical education in the classroom. And we have a meeting scheduled for September the 28th, 23, and Coach Staples will speak more about that.
Okay, at our first meeting, well, I don't know which meeting it was, but I asked Dr. Watkins about meeting with him, principals, then teachers. And Mr. Payton met with Dr. Watkins, that was satisfactory. And Dr. Watkins set up a meeting this Thursday at 10 o'clock to talk to the principal about physical education and recreation in the school district. We're talking about the whole district. My main concern is personally down here in McCoy. We have so many kids down there that do not have any physical contact during the day, and that creates a problem for teachers. It's just a fact. We're not talking about taking away from education. We're talking about adding to education. I have some of these kids can do to get them interested in coming to school and stop laying up in getting obese weekends, etc. And the activities that we want to incorporate, we want to reach out to the community into park and recreation. So the kind of activities that we want to propose for McCoy, we want to propose to park and recreation, so when they leave here, weekends, out school, they can participate in those activities as well. Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but Yazoo City has 0.3 recreation for our kids. That's a fact. 0.3. And I what about kids supposed to do? They're going to find ways to entertain themselves. Now, at McCoy, we got to find out how we're going to do it. I have some plans on how we can do it. We make every teacher down there physical education teacher by having workshops, etc., and let the teachers incorporate some activities they feel that they can use in their classroom. Now, a lot of people think physical education is running, jumping, football, basketball, etc. You got chess, you got checkers, you got all kinds of different things that motivate and stimulate the mind. And that's basically what we want to do. And in those activities, you take like checkers. It's a thinking game, strategy. You take what else did I mention? Chess and checkers. Now, even dominoes, what you do with dominoes? You got to count, you got to add, and you got to stay on 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 100s, etc. And these things that you can add to your classrooms and for recreation. All right, you got this cornhole program. It's a national event that you can have that you motivate the kids from the teacher to the students. Right before the pandemic came, Dr. Chano hired me to come to McCoy to start implementing that focus on children program. And we started with that 5th grade class, which was off the chain. And we actually turned that thing around in a short period of time. And during the Christmas holidays, what I did, I went down to the gym. You see, I put 2 shuffleboard coaches down there. And putting those 2 shuffleboard coaches down there, teachers and students were playing and against each other, and it was just a fun thing. And different classes would go down and teach them how to play and sell it. But the pandemic came and all that. So those are the type of things that we're talking about putting into the school system. But let the teachers be a big part of it. And I submit having workshop with teachers, and I would personally work with them on setting them up, how to do it, getting their input. All right, Ms. Jones, in your class, you know your students. What do you think would be good activities to have in your class? Then we could share, and all the teachers get together and put together and make a package. If you notice, those halls over there at McCoy are extra large than most halls, am I correct? Ain't nothing but a gym. That hall ain't nothing but a gym. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. However many classes you got down that hallway, we get those kids out there and line them up into physical education activities such as calisthenics. You can do it right there. This teacher, you responsible for organizing this week. Another teacher. So just getting everybody involved in it is what I'm really looking for, to get them involved in it and ask them things to put this stuff together.
Are there any questions?
I would also like to. I would like to
Add to that, that you extend this to your churches and to your community housing areas, because your children spend a lot of time in apartment complexes, and if it was going on in multiple places, then could be enhanced when they're not in school, because they spend just as much time at home as well, and then they could learn, and it could be a base that could grow. When you see a lot of teams that are doing well, a lot of the kids that are playing basketball and into the championship, they've been playing a little AAU ball for a long time. Also, the same thing with the football team, with the Wildcats. So if they have more things going on, not just at school, but the community, then you'll have a stronger base.
I'm glad you said that. Reason being is that I bought a trailer 10 years ago, and I equipped that trailer with recreation activity equipment. And the only time I've used it is that our church had a picnic last year, Tulane, out here on the park, and we had a picnic this year. And we brought out the equipment for the kids to play with. So we have a trailer full of equipment that we can roll up to a community and have these activities, like you said, Ms. That is one of the plans that I plan to bring up later, and we'll see how we can go about doing it. And I think one of the best ways to do it is we can work directly with our teachers on doing so. And when we have it at these different at the complexes taken out there, and it's not just for kids either, it's for the adult senior citizens as well. So we do have a trailer with about $5,000 or $6,000 worth of equipment in it, ready to go at any time. Also, we have the community complex over there that has a big old stage, lights, heating and cooling. That another thing that we did with McCoy, and, this report will be given to the principals on Thursdays, that we bus kids over there for movie day. We bus them over there and movie day. Our plan was to have movie nights with parents and the students. But as I say, pandemic kind of cut all that out. But those things are at our disposal.
That's sir, Mike, please.
I would like to add, if you all would, you could incorporate, school Scrabble into that. And, I would, I would be glad to assist with it. School Scrabble.
Scrabble, school.
Scrabble, S-C-R-A-B-B-L-E, Scrabble.
You just say school Scrabble.
Yes, school Scrabble,
Okay.
I would say school Scrabble, I'm really school Scrabble.
Okay.
Any other comments about recreation? Yeah, this has been a good discussion, and I'm glad that we're moving forward with enhancing our students' experience at school with recreation. Okay, so the next thing is want to just talk about a virtual panel discussion that we had on last Tuesday night at 6 p.m. It was entitled the Impact of Chronic Absenteeism on students and learning, and it was a pretty impactful program. We had representatives from the school district. Dr. Austin was, who was present, was on. We had Judge Cotton, who represented the Yazoo County Youth Court. We had Jeanette Haggy Coleman and Tabrisha Trotter, who represented the Yazoo City and Yazoo County attendance offices. And I represented the Community Engagement Council. And there was some very good discussion. I even learned some things as well. Are there any of our community that was on that call when we had it last Tuesday, that were present? Would you like to make a comment as a viewer?
I thought it was a good program. It was, deals with these.
Well, chronic absenteeism, I mean, that is our priority as this community engagement council, because if students are not in school, they can't learn. And especially the younger, I mean, the K through 12, which according to the 21-22 report card for Webster, they had like a 37% chronic absentee rate, which that's more than 1 out of 3 students that are chronically absent, which means they were out of school at least 18 days of the school year. And then we have this issue with students passing the assessments, when they get to 3rd grade and so forth, but if they don't have that foundation, it's difficult for them to pass. So we really need to work with the parents and explain and ensure that they know first of all what absenteeism is, because I think some may not understand, even taking the student out of school early or bringing them late, how that it plays into chronic absenteeism. So we need to ensure that our parents understand that and the impact that it has on their children when they're chronically absent. So we will continue to work on that as well as the Community Engagement Council. The next thing, registration for the balancing the accountability model workshop at Jackson State. I was given the invitation to register for that, representing the Community Engagement Council. And Dr. Austin, can you explain more about what that is, what that workshop's about?
It's actually, a forum where they will be discussing, actually making changes to the accountability model for public schools in Mississippi. That is where schools are rated, A through F, based on their, um, based on their performance on the Mississippi, state assessments.
Okay, thank you. And the last thing we have, there will be a meeting with Dr. Sumitra Brown to discuss the Mississippi Department of Education standards. There are over 30 standards. And I talked with Dr. Watkins about it. He said that we as Community Engagement Council can prioritize the standards that we feel like we need to work on. So we'll be working with Dr. Brown on that as well.
One more thing I'd like to say is that, I come out here to pick up my two grandbabies, some days. And, at our last meeting, I don't know the lady's name that is working at the high school with the students on different activities. What's her name? Miss Hatchett. I've been thinking about her ever since I left that meeting. And the things that she had and our ideas of dealing was beautiful. And when I came out here the other day and I saw somebody run for office and had they sign out that said, vote for me, I thought that was huge. Getting these kids involved in themselves, and don't know what they have within themselves. And I love her ideas when I intended to come out here and talk to her, but I haven't made it yet. See if anything we could do to encourage her on that. But I think she's doing a beautiful job with that.
So we're down to community announcements. Are there any announcements from the floor? Well, pass the mic, please. We want to get on to the announcements.
Yeah, okay. For the attendance piece, and I know in the high school level, the problem we have with our students, and it is a community problem, we have employers who allow these students to come to work during the daytime when they should be in school. So that is one thing that, we can, look at as far as the high school attendance rate. A lot of these kids are at work during the day. I want to mention that. The fast food restaurants, Popeyes, different ones, we've seen them there, so. During the school hours, and I thought there was a curfew, for students. If you're not in school, you should be home, you're not supposed to be out and, really not working, I know that much, so. Yeah. During school hours? During school hours, yes. And then also, they allow them to work past, 12, 1 o'clock at night, which is gonna make it harder for them to get up and come to school the next day. So that's something that we can look at as a community.
If there any way we could get some documentation on that, so we could go to these businesses and talk with them.
Really, all you need to do is report that to the, judicial justice.
Yeah. Right.
If they go and find them, then that's on the employer. Okay. There is an issue, but the judicial system is something you're not gonna use once they turn 17. They're not compulsory age students where the judicial system is. So that's why they are allowing them to work for 2 hours. The state wage and labor law states that students have to off work by 10 p.m. But like the Chelsea was saying, they are allowed to work until 1 o'clock, past midnight, even during school hours. It just seems like just like they go to a place, you're found selling alcohol to the juvenile or whatever the case might be, and that they're still allowed. Now, if it's 17 and the law says that they can't work, that's one thing. But if they work contrary to what the law says, I'm
could not understand how that could happen.
Maybe at some point what we need to do is bring that attention to the community. As to what's going on in the businesses, bring to their attention and ask them that we just like for them not to do this. We need to do something. We can't just not do something. Yeah, I'll put it like this.
Them, leaving school. Them leaving school, don't they have to have a parent to sign them out?
Yes, they have the parents to sign up, but most of them, if they don't come to school, they go to work in the mornings. They go to work in the morning. They're at work in the mornings or whenever, it opens up.
So they're missing the entire day.
Right. And then even if the parents sign them out, it's still an attendance issue because you gotta attend, 60 something?
Yeah, that's why I was wondering, did were parents signing them out and allowing this to actually take place?
But a lot of them don't even come to school, they go to work.
Yeah, that's something that,
Exactly. And I think it sort of started back during COVID, the COVID era, when they didn't have to come to school and they didn't get online either, but they didn't have to come in the building, so they went to work, and so they just continued the practice of going, being at work during the day.
But there was still an issue with attendance because they were not getting.
It was, but not more so because they weren't like physically in the building, so it wasn't more so as of now when they should physically be here in the building.
But even when they were supposed to be getting on, the virtual, were they not being counted absent if they didn't?
I'm not
get on
sure,
virtual?
I'm not sure, but I know it started during that time more so. And we do have students on work-based learning, but they're not at the fast food restaurants working, that's not part of work-based learning.
Right, and they're not being counted absent either.
Right.
Okay, well, that's definitely an issue, and that does contribute to chronic absenteeism. And based on that, the report, especially from the MASD representatives on that chronic absenteeism program, the district loses dollars when you only have so many students accounted for. And I don't think the community understands that either. So there's certain funding, that impacts how many lunches you can provide. It impacts a lot, but I don't think the community understands how chronic absenteeism not only impacts the students individually, but the community.
I think you want to make sure you follow the chain of command, because if it happens at the school needs to shoot that up to somebody, because what needs to happen, you bring it up, we talk about the school district, and these households are losing them because they can't go to work. You want to make sure the people that bring it up have it documented and have proof that it happened. Because clearly their mama know they work, ain't that, and their mama know they working and not going to school. Right. And that's something you want to make sure you follow chain of command. Don't just go out, make sure you do.
Right. So that's not just a school, it's just a community issue because, it starts at the community level. So, but that's something that we need to, address and like, Zarb said, we need to basically get our documentation on what's actually occurring and where it's occurring and who it's occurring with. Okay, are there any other announcements or comments from the floor?
I have one announcement. If anyone has applied for a USDA loan for farming and you were turned down for a loan, there's going to be a meeting on October 3rd at 6:00 p.m. at the Mount Vernon Baptist Church. And you're going to have a representative there that's going to talk to you about how to file your complaint for discrimination. That's October 3rd at 6 o'clock p.m. Mount Vernon Missionary Baptist Church.
Thank you.
I have an announcement, Pealine Missionary Baptist Church having its 7th annual breast cancer walk. This will be on October 7th. There's no cost to register. And all you have to do is wear something pink and donate any item to the event that will be used for breast cancer campaign. I invite each of you to come out and participate and help me because I am a 15-year plus breast cancer, and I would love to see you all there. It's on October 7th, and it's at 6:30 in the morning. You will still have time to walk and go back home and be ready for the game. And if you can't walk, just come support us.
Thank you. And before, I think we're doing well. We in 45 minutes is just about finished. But I would like to ask Representative-elect Tamika Jones if she would come and address us. She's going to be one of our new representatives for our area, and we're glad that she's here. And if she just come and address us before we close.
First of all, good evening, good evening. Thank you so much. I appreciate you acknowledging me. I'm here to learn, of course, as you all know, we will be representing the district, so I want to be engaged as much as I can, learn what I can learn, find out how I can assist and help the district in any way possible. Again, thank you. I am truly happy to be here. I will tell you this, that I do serve on the Community Engagement Council for Humphreys County. So with this being a part of MASD, nothing like partnership. And it has been said over and over, teamwork to make the dream work. So if there's anything that we can share and we can help each other, let us know. Including the announcement I was just about to say. Don't forget, absentee voting starts. It started today, so if you know that you're over 65, gonna be out of town and any of those things prior to election day, please do go and absentee vote now. Also, voter registration is still going on until Saturday, October 7th. And don't forget, your circuit clerk's offices throughout the state of Mississippi will be open on that Saturday from 8 a.m. until 12 o'clock. So please do, and that's a Saturday. So if we have college students that'll be home for homecoming, make sure they get up Saturday morning and go on an absentee vote, because that'll be a good time for them to get up and do that. Again, we appreciate the Yazoo City Community Engagement Council, and again, I am right where you need me to be. Anytime you need me to be, please feel free to reach out to me. So thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Thank you.
I got a word for Mr. Woodfall. Mr. Woodfall. Oh, you don't really have to comment. But look, you don't know how much I really appreciate the district and all. And the tennis court is dear to my heart for a lot of reasons. I spent a lot of hours out there, my children and other children. And I was the first tennis coach that Yazoo City had. And Miss Hatchett was one of my first students. So, man, I'm looking for you to jump on this with all your feet, my feet, and everybody else quick as you can get.
Because we're gonna jump on it. I feel the same way. This is very important. We should have a tennis team, boys and girls. A tennis team, because we had a really good tennis team that was winning the district every year. I don't know what happened to that. So we're gonna jump on that. And I saw you in the paper when you were about 25. You were rolling and everything. And, y'all coach me when I was in junior high. I ain't gonna tell you the kind of stuff you used to say, because we can't do that no more. Okay. But yeah, Coach, we're gonna jump on that. Like I said, we're on top of the tennis court, the track. We just need to get out there going. You can count on me. We're gonna roll with it. Thanks.
All right, thank you. So at this time, if there are no other comments or questions, We'd like to get a motion that we, adjourn. Okay. Take the motion, from, Ms. Hart to adjourn, second by Mr. Mitra. Finley, all in favor? Any opposers? Okay, so ayes have it, and we will adjourn this time. Thank you all for your patience with us, and our next meeting is October the
October 23rd.
October 23rd, the fourth Monday in October. Thank you all so much.